Okay, go ahead.
Okay.
You were. What
Uh,
was your role with Continental Airlines, and how
let,
did all
let,
that transpire by
let
you
me
having to go
let
in the bed
let
now?
me put myself into Continental Airlines.
Yeah.
I drove a taxi after I got out of the military
Mhm.
for about 4.5 years, Houston. There was no real money to be made there.
Mhm.
It was more of a, well, you make gasoline money, maybe enough to pay your rent that you had, your car on the airline, and maybe enough to eat off, but you didn't make no money.
Mhm.
Uh, there was no way you could save it, and so I did that for a little over 4 years, and I got tired of being broke all the time.
Mhm.
So I said to my friend Freeman, I told
Mhm.
you
I
I had
remember. Yeah.
one friend,
Mhm. I remember Freeman.
and his father and I were sitting waiting for a call from the station. We were on a substation
Mhm.
to call us and give us a 50-cent trip. That's most of what we got anyway.
A what trip?
A trip that paid 50 cents.
Oh Jesus. Okay.
And cause, see, we couldn't haul whites.
Right.
And since we couldn't haul whites, our trips generally consist
Black
of,
entertainers.
of black individuals.
Mhm.
Most of them were going on 50-cent trips.
Trips.
And some
Okay.
of those 50-cent trips actually should have been 35, but it was sort of something they graduated to
Mhm.
because in order to make enough money so you could
Mhm.
keep driving, buy gasoline. But one day it was very quiet, and I was sitting on the substation. Just Mr. Andrew Fisher,
Mhm.
my buddy's father,
Mhm.
and I said, you know what? I said, there's no money to be made here. I said, I got to get me something where I know how much money to make.
Mhm.
There's nothing going on here.
Mhm.
And I kind of was just talking, conversation. And if not the next day, the day after, he called over to my aunt's house. He said, Elmer, uh, my cousin says they're hiring, Continental Airlines is hiring Skycap. So I asked, what's Skycap do? Well, they clean airplanes, and they bring baggage in out of the customers' cars. And they take them and put them in the customers' cars and all that sort of stuff. And they make pretty good money. I said, when I'm trying to think of the guy's name. But anyway, I said, when does he go back to work? He's going back to work in the morning. He says, he told me that if you wanted to go out there and check, he'll give you a ride out to the airport. Uh, that's about 7 or 8 miles,
Mhm.
about the way the crow flies. And I didn't have a car, so
Mhm.
I got up before daylight and I went over to his house. I was in the CUNY homes.
Cuneo.
Yeah, and I walked up Sampson, about 5, 6 blocks, and to where he lived, and rode out to the airport with him.
Mhm. Did you
And
get hired on the spot?
huh?
Did you get hired on the spot?
No, not really.
Mhm.
And I went out there and I met the manager. I don't know how long I'd been there, maybe an hour or two,
Mhm.
waiting for him to get there.
Mhm.
So he interviewed me, and I don't know why, because he told me, he said, Elmer, he says, your interview sounds good, but I really hired everybody I need. I
Mhm.
don't need any more people.
Mhm.
So I said, okay, here we go again.
Mhm.
Don't call me, we'll call you.
Right.
And as watching what happened, the next day, I got a call over to Ada Lawrence, which was across the street from Lorraine. Lorraine
Mhm.
didn't have a phone in her house.
Mhm.
and it was Mr. Hastings
Hmm.
from Continental Airlines.
Okay.
Are you still interested in this job that we have out here? Of course I am. How soon can you come? When do you want me to come? Tomorrow. I want you to go and to there was a black doctor on the line on Piers,
Mm-hmm.
1 block across the alley going toward the airport.
Mm-hmm.
I forget the old guy's name,
Mm-hmm.
black guy. And you go in there, say, let me check your blood pressure. Yeah, you're good to go.
Oh.
And so I think I caught the bus out there.
Okay.
And the next day, I went in and he says, here's what we have. Are you still interested? Of course. So he hired me, and the salary was $140 a month. That was pretty good.
Yeah.
Salary.
From $1.50 a day.
Yeah.
Well.
But those guys were making 3 times that much.
Oh,
So
really? The white
kept,
guys?
no,
Or black
black
guys?
kept.
Oh, okay.
And so he says, well, I know the whole thing is with I guess you'd call them colored folks or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
is that they're interested more in the tips than they are the job. But we have an airplane that comes in once in the morning
Mm-hmm.
and one late in the evening.
Mm-hmm.
One comes in from Los Angeles in the morning around 9 o'clock. The other one comes in the evening around 7, 8 o'clock at night from San Francisco.
Mm-hmm.
And then he says, since you're the last one hired, it looks like you catch night shift.
Mm-hmm.
But you only have to work 3 nights a week, and you work 3 days a week.
Okay. You got one day
And
off.
I said, oh, I thought that's switching around. I said, is it all right with you if I could just come in at night all the time? Because I know that was the shift that nobody really wanted.
Wanted. Mm-hmm. So you went
So,
straight for the night shift.
yeah, and so he said, well, I'll ask one of the guys if they want to
Uh-huh.
switch with you. And of course, one of the guys said, yes. And so I went to work, going to work in the afternoon and get off. I was supposed to get off like 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
But there was no transportation. you get off at midnight, man. And how you gonna get
home?
into town? That's a pretty good walk.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, somewhere around 8, 9 miles. It may not.
So how'd you get home?
I didn't. I waited till morning. I'd go in there because the airport literally closed down physically as far as flights were concerned at midnight. The last flight out of there was the Eastern Airlines flight to New York.
Mm-hmm.
I remember seeing Nicky Hilton and the guy that built the Shamrock, whose name escapes me. But at the time, he was real popular around Houston.
Mm-hmm.
But he was in oil and he built hotels. And he and Nicky Hilton. Nicky was like about 20, 22, somewhere in there.
Mm-hmm. I'm laughing at you because you talk just like I talk just like you do. When your mind captures a thought, you speak it. And I always say, "Oh, I digress, but I do that all the time. So you're gonna get 15 conversations
Well,
inside of one.
you told me.
I do the
You
same
told me
thing.
that I actually wrote a story when I told you.
Yeah, you do that. I do the same thing now,
Well,
but
I don't want you to tell you half of it because
I know it's in the details.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to lose track of the dogs going after each other. I don't want to lose the details, Daddy. So
Well, that's
I
the
get
way
a
I am.
thought. Yeah, that's where I am. So I'll be like,
And
oh, I digress. I'm sorry. So,
but anyway, I got to meet uh, Nicky Hilton and the guy that built the Shamrock,
mm-hmm.
which is no longer there.
Yeah, I
It
remember it.
was out by the Astrodome,
Mm-hmm.
but there was no Astrodome at the time.
Okay, get back to the part where how you get home? How late did you
How
have to
did I
stay
get home? I waited until 6 o'clock in the morning
to
when the
catch a
first
bus?
bus came into the
Oh
town.
man, so you would get off at 1 a.m. and wait 5 hours to catch a bus?
Yep, go ahead and lay down on the seat
Oh, you go
in
and
the
go to
terminal.
sleep. You go to sleep on the terminal, and then
And
at 5:30, so you get up.
and
Oh wow,
and
Dad.
sometimes during the course of most nights, there was somebody hired for the city who cleaned up around there, a couple of three guys, and one of them was a coffee maker.
Oh, okay.
And I'd go over and
Get
drink
coffee.
coffee and talk to them, and then go lay down
Mm-hmm.
and go
Get a
to
nap.
sleep.
Mm-hmm.
And then I did.
Okay. So take me from there. You inside of Continental Airlines. You go now. You are what's the position?
It's
Skycap.
Sky Cap.
Now from Skycap to what? Inside of
Well,
Continental. Cause at
you
one point you was area sales manager or
you
something.
you always want to get there. Always want to get this in. Is that I had a chance meeting Ray Charles uh, one morning after I was able, after 6 months, I bought a car
Okay.
and I was able to drive myself
Mm-hmm.
to and from work.
Mm-hmm.
And one morning, the limousine starter, there was a guy who made sure people got in and out of the limousine, what have you,
Mm-hmm.
white guy. And he sounded like a straw boss. And
A what?
so he came to me, Elmer. Some of the days, one of the days said you're going home, about ready to go home, and I needed you to take a passenger into town
Mm-hmm.
from me because he wouldn't know your people.
Mm.
And so I said, okay. I said I have to go over to the parking lot, which is like about a block,
Mm-hmm.
and get my car and come back around. And he's there waiting for me at the curb. And I didn't pay much attention to him. And he got in the car and I did what
Was
I
he blind
don't
at that time?
normally do. I did not.
He was blind, right? Rachel?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't introduce myself,
Mm-hmm.
which is, I don't know, my mind was somewhere else. And he got in the car and we started out. And we got about maybe first near that post out there. He said, oh,
Mm-hmm.
by the way, my name is Charles. And then he hit me. Charles? Blind? I said, you wouldn't be the famous Ray Charles, would you? He laughed and said, I don't know about the famous part, but I am Ray Charles. So I had to take him into the hotel matinee in
Mm-hmm.
February. But
And that's because the other
because they wouldn't
they
haul him.
wouldn't
Wasn't
haul him
all
because he
black
was
folks.
black. Mm-hmm.
And but the starter gave me $5, the white guy,
Okay.
because there was some sort of a law that they were supposed to hire. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
to haul
But
black
they didn't
folks.
want. But they wouldn't. So
But
they
to get around it, they paid.
paid. Mm-hmm. They
Basically,
paid you guys to do it.
yeah, they were
Mm-hmm.
supposed to pay a taxi driver, except the taxi drivers there were all white,
Oh
and they
yeah.
wouldn't haul black folks.
Right.
And so anyway, I took him in after getting $5 from.
Okay, Dad. I got 6 minutes. So before this run out.
And anyway, we on the way to the club matinee car,
Mm-hmm.
trying to convert. And when he got there, he pulled out $5 and tried to hand it to me. And I said, no. I said, he's already given me $5. And I'm feeling bad to have to take $5 from a blind man.
Yeah.
And he said, and I said, oh, I can't take that. He's already given me $5. He said, I want you to have it, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And the way he said it, I couldn't turn him down.
Mm-hmm.
So I got $10 for bringing it.
Mm-hmm. There you
That
go.
was a good night.
That was a good night.
Yeah, because most of the time I would make $5, $6, $7.
Mm-hmm.
That would be it.
And that was on your skycap job.
On my skycap job.
So you got an extra 10 that night. Oh, that was a good night.
So anyhow, I mean that's my meeting with Rachel.
Yeah. So go from skycap to how you get the area sales manager, Daddy.
The moving up the ladder as far as positions within the company is concerned.
You know what? Maybe I should stop it here because I don't want you to have to miss any of the details in the transition with Continental Airlines because I only have maybe like 4 minutes left. And I need to upload it. I need to upload it.
I can get how I got to the management and
okay.
And shut it off.
All right.
In 1955, Continental Airlines acquired a route between Denver, Colorado, and LA, Denver, Colorado, Chicago, Kansas City. And I transferred, I put in for transfer, and they transferred me in 1957 in April, at the middle of April, to LA. And when I got here, it was supposed to be a skycap. And there was, when they got here, they didn't do any research. Continental didn't. They found out there was a black guy with a skycap concession named Buck Jones. And so they said, well, they told him how little he would charge them for, because most of the money they got would be tips, and so they just paid Buck, I don't know, a minimal amount, and to work, bringing bags in the terminal for customers, taking them out or whatever, whatever they needed black folks to do, and so they said, Elmer, the guy called me in, right? I mean, Elmer, he said, they no longer have that job for you. He said, but hell, they're not going to send you back to Houston. We'll find something for you to do. He said, well, how would you like to handle the cleaning of the aircraft? You kind of be in charge, not promoted. And so he did. He hired a couple of 3 black guys to
clean the aircraft.
Clean the airplane. We had 3 or 4 airplanes come in. And so even though I was doing the job of supervisor, they weren't paying me.
Right.
But I was getting that.
So you were getting the same pay?
I think they gave me a $10 or $20 raise.
Okay.
But it was still under $200.
Right, a month.
And so anyhow, the management positions started coming after Continental Airlines mechanics went on strike in 1959. And they needed another supervisor because they were going off base to get their food for the airplanes. And there was a catering service over in El Segundo. And so they said, well, we can't have him go across the line because he is a member of the union. So, and somebody said, well, hell, we'll just make him supervisor.
Oh, wow.
And so they didn't have to pay me.
So you were no longer union?
I was no longer union.
And that's how you got to be supervisor?
And that's how I got to be supervisor.
Wow.
And that lasted for about a year. And then they decided, well, they weren't getting good people to stay in that position. So they decided to hire white women. And they hired all white women because they were convinced that white women and black women couldn't work together. And so I had 39, they hired 39 white women. But they brought in a manager from a small station in New Mexico to be my boss. And so I got a little raise, but not much.
I got less than a minute, Dad.
And so that's how I got into
management. Okay. We'll pick it up from there because I know the last card I saw said area sales manager, and that kind of took you into a different direction seem like you got to travel a lot. You got to deal with hotels. But I'm interested in getting to that Vietnam story you
You
told me about.
you're not really into it because that was just really
Okay, it's getting
not
ready to cut
really a
off.
step.
Okay, we'll be back. Hold on. We'll get it.